Hi, my name is Diana Nekoye Sifuna. I am an entrepreneur in the fashion industry. My brand is called Simbaress Fashions. And what I do is that I design Kenyan-made clothing, shoes, and sometimes bags. And I manage the brand from production of the products to selling them using different platforms. So Simbaress is an interesting name. It actually means lioness, and I came up with this name when I was doing a photo shoot and I couldn't remember the name lioness. So the name Simba was in my head, and funny enough, I said Simbaress. It was funny to my friends, they laughed about it. We slept on it, and the next day I woke up and I felt like, Simbaress, that's very interesting. And so then I started going online and calling myself Simbaress. And at the time I was making clothes for myself and my friends. And I would say this is Simbaress Fashions, Simbaress Fashions. So it ended up being a name that stuck, and it's now my brand name for my business. My target customers are women who are fashion conscious. They love to express themselves through the clothing that they wear, like I do. Usually women who have disposable income as well, because again, it's not that I make really low quality or low end products. I make really good quality products. A lot of thought goes into selecting of the fabrics, selecting of the design. I try to make easily wearable pieces so that people can incorporate this with their wardrobe that is already existing. I'm conscious about how they look, how they feel. Inclusive fashion, I have a wide range of sizes, starting from the size 6, 8, all the way to size 18. So the brand is it appeals to a modern woman that is fashion conscious, but also conscious about having a closet that makes sense to them. What makes my product superior? I would say me to start with, but really, again, it's the thought process that goes into it. I have recalled a whole line of skirts that I had already produced because I realized that the quality of the fabric was not good, and that cost me quite a bit. I put my heart into every piece that I make. If something comes out bad, I'm willing to take that loss to make it happen. But as I grow the brand, I am now having less and less of these mistakes because I'm very keen in the production phase. I feel like other than production superiority in terms of what fabrics we are choosing, the designs that we're displaying, and the sizes that we make, I feel like there's just that heritage and the love of knowing that this is a Kenyan-made outfit that has been made by a Kenyan designer that loves fashion. And I'm conscious. I'm telling people, don't fill your closet with too many clothes. Have enough pieces that make sense to you, that you can style them as different as you want, and feel good in them. In fact, one of the things I want people to do with the Simbaress clothes is that you should be able to wear them over time and still pass them on to your kids if you want to. Because why not? Why must we be buying clothes all the time, too many clothes, and you don't get to wear them, you don't get to really enjoy them and value them. So I'm hoping that if you get a Simbaress piece, you value it so much and you're happy to hand them on to your kids, to your friends, to your sisters, because they're really good quality and you really have had a good time with them. So with Simbaress Fashions, we aim to sell the emotion of pride, and this is the East African heritage pride. Why do I say East Africa? Because if you look at the lioness, this is an animal that exists in the tropical savanna, in which our 3 East African countries, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, beautifully have such animals. And therefore, I want a lady to feel as proud about this heritage. Of course, it's made in Kenya, but we do hope to expand more. I do have family in Uganda, so this is going to be a brand that has East African heritage. And therefore, I hope the ladies will feel good, feel proud to be associated with Simbaress, the lioness spirit in them. And we know how the lioness is very protective over her cub, how she is happy with her family, how she really, you've seen the way animals in the jungle show how a lioness actually tries to protect the lion, or even how gentle she feels when she's in the presence of the lion. So these are the emotions that I'm hoping the brand will emote or bring out from the clients that we have. I like to think as the fashion industry is a very collaborative industry, and that's why I said I do not expect to have your closet full of Simbaress clothing. You'll have different tests, there's different prints out there, there's different fabric that is being used to make clothes. Maybe the prints, you can't wear prints every day, maybe that's not your style. I treat competition as a very healthy element in my business. So I check them out, I see what they're doing, I analyze the trends by looking at what predictions are being made by fashionistas, and then I incorporate kept some of the elements that I love from what they're showcasing. I have been inspired greatly by the West African designers. I love how they express themselves. And truly, I actually want every woman to have a unique style that speaks to them and not necessarily we have this copy-paste element going around. No. If you want to make a kimono and you're a young, upcoming African designer, feel free to sketch it as you wish, even if it's from memory from what you have seen. So I think it's a collaborative space. It's a healthy competition space, and there's room for everybody to grow. Simbaress Fashions is not really a young brand. It's been there for a while, but it has taken a very interesting journey of ups and downs. As we are right now, we have understood what works and what doesn't work. In fact, one of the greatest lessons we have learned is that not including the plus size women was a big detriment to our growth. The moment I took over the creative design process and I started making clothing that incorporates both smaller size women and plus size women, I'm telling you, the brand grew. So I cannot wait to scale up. I do want to scale up, create more employment opportunities, bring on more fashion designers to help me with the creative process. And I want to reach the other countries. I said I want to serve Kenya and beyond, starting with East Africa. So that's the future of Simbaress, and it's really not in the far future. It's actually in the near future. I'm calling upon partners. I do want to start working with more business-minded people that want to invest in this creative fashion and textile industry in Kenya. Simbaress Fashions' marketing strategy had always been to rely on word-of-mouth marketing. As much as that seems so old, it's actually very effective. Once I get that first client, I'm able to make them so happy that they're able to talk about my brand to their friends. And so when their friends are having an event, they'll think about Simbaress Fashions and check us out. But of course, because of the digital revolution, we've had to digitize our work. Therefore, you'll see me making production videos. When I go to Isili Market to buy fabric, you'll see me doing some lives and real-time kind of, showing people the stories on the social media platforms, like what I'm doing, what is the process that, goes through me making a dress that you see on social media. I also engage with models a lot and, photographers, videographers, just to ensure that we capture our product well, and then we are able to communicate it to the external audience, and especially because we want to acquire them as our clients. What again I'm really happy about is that we are very inclusive in our fashion sizes. You will see again on my social media that I grew from the many years 2011 to 2016. I used to use really skinny models, and because that's what I thought fashion is all about. But 2018 and to date, I am very inclusive and aware about the different sizes. So that doesn't mean that the small girlies or the small size girlies are not getting their clothes from Simbaress. They are, but I'm also inclusive to every woman. The fashionistas that are curvaceous, they love to wear the prints and they love to also wear designer clothes, especially made in Kenya designs. Simbaress Fashions is their home, and now I get so many calls to ask me, when are the new prints of kimonos coming out? What have you stocked? And there's actually a very lovely dress that is currently selling, and I think I'm sold out as I speak. And that's because, again, I went to be very inclusive in my sizes, and it's very wide. And anybody between the sizes of 8 to 18 can actually wear that dress and still look fabulous. The Kenyan culture has definitely influenced my brand. When I started off, I used to make designs for women to wear in the evenings as they go to events. So I used to make silky dresses and the lace dresses. But I've evolved from that. I've evolved in the sense that in our last political administration with the former President Uhuru Kenyatta, when he started advocating for people to wear made in Kenya brands, I remember on Fridays, he would actually tell the government workers to wear kitenges or made in Kenya clothing. And that actually challenged me. I thought about it and I said, why can't we have print fabric made in such a manner that people can wear it to work? And I start by myself. If you meet me on a Monday, you'll meet me in a meeting and I'm in African prints from head to toe, because I have made it in such a way that the coats are things you can wear to the boardroom, and the pants are also pants that you can wear. You don't have to wait for Friday for you to wear an African print. It has influenced my design process. I do have official looking clad. I have dresses that can be worn to the office. They're both decent, elegant, and also just make you feel like a Simbaress, the Simbaress that you're meant to feel when you're wearing this brand. As the brand evolved and I managed to get a physical location for my business, the store would exist and I had clients coming to the space. This is my second store. I used to have one in town at the CBD, Jivanji Gardens shopping mall. I do remember that. My very first store, it was so surreal when I opened it. I feel so proud when I look back at it. But I remember my clients coming in and telling me, so you only have dresses? And I could see that sometimes people would have like a loose 1,000, 2,000 bob, and they're like, what else do you have? Do you have sandals? Do you have this? And so when I met a group of artisans from Kibera called K-Shoes, I sat down with them and were able to design the first and only pair of sandals that I make. And I remember the design process was so much fun. And so now at the Simbaress store, if you come to our physical store, you'll be able to see sandals that I have made myself, picked out the leather, sat with the fundis, and were able to make the sandals in Kenya. We only made 25 pieces. I think 8 are remaining, and that should tell you how good of a brand they are. Granted, many people don't come to the physical store. They love to buy online, but again, these are the things that I've done to diversify my business. The other thing you'll find when you come to the Simbaress store are the very beautiful scented candles, and I love to light them up when I'm around because they just bring that aura of feeling good. The place smells really nice, and the creative juices can flow. I can think about, where I'm planning to go and buy what fabrics, how many pieces I'll make, because the place is so zen. And again, anyone that has come to the Simbaress store will tell you themselves about how they feel when they come around. So the candles for me is just that lifestyle thing. The sandals, the shoes, that's additional accessories you can get. And I'm actually hoping to start making some bags that are just little pieces that you can mix and match with your outfits as you wear them, and you feel good about them. You know the story of your clothing. You don't have to announce it to anybody. It's actually a very personal thing when you're wearing Simbaress. So if you want to buy a Simbaress piece, clothing, sandals, or maybe the candles, you can find us at Park Hotel. This is in Nairobi West. We are right off Mbagathi Road. You will come to the Park Hotel. We're on the first floor. We have a little shop over here, very beautiful and easily accessible. Of course, you can find us on social media. We are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. We're on all the platforms you can imagine. And then online, we sell through Shop Zetu, which is an e-commerce platform. We also sell through Twiva, which is another e-commerce platform, and we are hoping to be as accessible as we need to be across the country. Please reach out to us. Social media is very good for communication. E-commerce platform, the Twiva, the Shop Zetu. We're hoping that at some point we'll also develop our own e-commerce platform that we can be able to reach you guys much faster. So the tagline for Simbaress Fashions is designs for you. It's interesting because I have a marketing background, and I know that the tagline of your brand has to speak to the client. So designs for you is actually the original and still current tagline. Finer Things is a hashtag that I came up with because I would come into Actually, I was in school and I'd come to the classroom and someone would say, hey, DNS. DNS is a short form of my name. And they'd say, DNS, Finer Things, because I look good in the clothing I'm wearing. The confidence that Simbaress clothes make me feel, make me, walk with a certain pride, bounce. And so then Finer Things is actually 2 years old, new in the company. It's not been there for a long time, but we really love it. Their tagline is designs for you. Simbaress, designs for you.